I don't know how bad it is. Maybe if you got some super headphones, it might be a problem. But we will be doing a new My Hero video on this episode. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit. So basically, what if Deku? Well, I don't know how to title it, or I'm working on an idea. What if Deku was trained in hell? I think that's gonna be the title. Everyone looks at the title, everyone nods. But basically, how we do this video, right, is we're gonna do it. Simply put, what if Deku's trained in hell, right? So Deku's gonna be how all of the stories always start off, is 4 years old, right? Clean, big body with it. Deku beats on this nigga. But the difference here, the one small difference that changes everything, he's fully human, is he has a little more of a backbone than he did in the original canon. Okay? Just a little bit. Just a smidgen. And that dramatically changes this whole story for that one reason. Alright? So with this being said, that little backbone changes everything. When he gets beat by Bakugo, he gets his ass back up and says no. And then Loki went plus ultra. It didn't really work because an untrained kid versus an untrained kid, but have a power of explosions. Okay? It's gonna be a problem. So yeah. Anyways, he fought. Bakugo actually kind of got a little tired. He didn't give up, but it basically was a stalemate. But if anyone saw that, or if it was technical, Bakugo won. He landed more hits. Just Deku just didn't go down. Okay, and so with that being said, Deku is just punching the ground. Well, first he makes sure the people are okay. Now he's punching the ground. He's upset. He is angry. He's just God. He screams and screams and shouts and screams and shouts and screams. It's just getting more volatile and just angry. And I don't know if I'm gonna edit this to make it sound demonic, but he hears a voice call out to him, and it's just kind of on the flow of, "Young child, do you need power?" And he looked over to the voice and he was like, "Who are you? What do you want?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna hurt." Basically, he said, "Leave me alone or I'm gonna beat you up." Interesting. The figure pulls out of nowhere in a black tuxedo, only able to see his lower half as the camera slowly reveals more of him. Muscles almost slightly protruding out of the suit. Then we get to the face, a bearded man, if for lack of better words, almost looks like a Jesus in a suit. Black suit at that. Looks down on the child and says, "What's the matter? You seem to be angry about something. Is there something I can help you with?" Deku, eyes furious with rage, to the point where you could think he was about to burn a hole through someone. Yes. The figure looks at him, pondering what he's about to say next. I want to be strong enough to fight people with quirks." The figure looks at him, perplexed, interested at the boy's request, knowing limited knowledge on what a quirk is. He's like, "Oh yes, humans have evolved here, where they are able to have powers. Interesting." Deku, caught off guard by this statement, but kept his grip firm and steady. I want to be a hero." And with that, the figure laughed maniacally, almost demonic, scaring Deku, but not disrupting his determination and focus. He said, "Very well then, let's play a game." Deku's like, "Huh? A game?" "Yes, child. Let's play a game. It's simple. You can hurt me. If you can land one hit on me, you win. And I'll train you. But, on the contrary, you know what? I have something even better." As the figure steps towards Deku, looks him dead in the eyes with the demonic red yellowish tint eyes looking at him, piercing his boy's soul. "How about this? Let's play another game instead. If I train you and you don't die, you can be my successor. Your successor? Yes. I'm a very busy individual and I have a lot of responsibilities. So I haven't partook in, how would you humans say, reproductive. But I can make some exceptions and make you the successor. Sir, who are you? Oh, my boy. Just call me Morning Star. And the second he said that, an immense pressure filled the air, unlike anything else. And he's like, Morning Star? Yes, you could call me that for the time being. He said, okay. Now, you want power, but I'm gonna have to train you. All you have to do is not die, and you will get this power. Does that sound okay with you? Yes. All right then. Well, what about my mom? Deku says. Oh, don't worry. We made sure everything's taken care of on that end. And then for the people that will be curious, we will flash over to where Deku mom's is at. And somehow, I don't know how, plot convenience, I guess, but like, she's like, nah, her life continues on. She actually forgets about Deku for the time that he's gone, okay? And yeah, that kind of happened. I want to make him older, but I feel like this age would be perfect because the training he's going to go through is going to build his personality, right? So we're going to have your boy Deku go... I guess I could say, no, he's 4. But we could just say Bakugo bullied him or something. And there's time passes on as usual, while Deku is off in hell, training, fighting, seeing all sorts of different creatures. And then we could say it's about, we could say it's about 5 years. That's gonna make him 9. Let's go ahead and make him like about a clean 10, okay? And so Deku pulls up, talking to the demons and lower creatures around him. He's like, where's father? He calls him father, but like, might as well. It's almost like he's his adopted son in the sense of. And he's like, where's Lucifer? And then one of the demons piping up, don't you dare talk about our sire in such a filthy manner. You call him Sor, I don't know, like Sir Lucifer, or like, I guess since we're in Japan, like Lucifer Chan or Son. I don't know what the prefix of it to make it sound like respect. And Deku just looked at him. Look, dog, I don't know what got your panties up in a bunch. And he's talking with a pretty masculine voice, but he still hasn't fully, got into it. He's like, I don't know what got your panties in a bunch, dog, but you're gonna need to lower your voice because it's got way too much assertiveness in it. And he's like, who do you think you're talking to? You're just a mere filthy... And before he can finish that sentence, Deku pops up above him, and then pow! One shots his head off. If you disrespect me again, I will not let you off with a warning. Does that make that clear to everyone else here? Everyone else here, backing off. And then a person dressed as a butler pulls up behind Deku. We've found Lucifer. Not really we found Lucifer, but Lucifer's requested. He's like, finally. First, the hair went from burning blazes to infernos to icy, practically so cold that the air itself, if you walked into it, you would get instantly froze on the spot. I don't know how to describe it. But that's the best way to give you the picture. And then he pulls up to Lucifer. Yes. And he's like, oh, my boy. Well, what's with the mellowest tone? I've been training here all this time. You've only taught me the basics. I want to know some more advanced stuff. He's like, word. Okay. Let's see. How about this? You want some real training? Sure. We'll go get... You've already fought off, a good chunk of the higher-ups, and you've done pretty fairly well against them. So let me introduce you to the strongest demons hell has to offer. Lucifer snaps his fingers. And then part 2 of his training begins on the next part. I hope y'all guys liked it. Catch y'all later. Right? All right, Deku on the ground getting beat on like a stepchild, right? Lucifer went ahead and, teleport them somewhere else, a different part of hell. So Deku's like, huh? No, what's wrong, boy? Basically, is the mentality these niggas having with this little nigga, right? He's like, oh, what's wrong? You was all hot shit earlier. What happened? These niggas on this nigga bumper, right? A female with caramel-like skin, black hair, and like this weird tint to her eyes. It's very conflicted because sometimes you swear it's red, sometimes you swear it's yellow, but you don't know. She pulls up on this nigga. Deku's like, wait, what? cut. Getting slashed with different weapons. And Deku's like, wait. Knee to the face, elbow to the chin. And just getting hit with these brutal life enders, right? Deku gets back up. He takes his stance, right? He puts his hands together, and then he starts throwing out like these like fireballs, basically, blowing up the surrounding area. And he's like, "Ooh, caught me off guard." But before he could say anything else, the person that he was fighting, we're just gonna call her we'll just call it Erza, I guess. I don't know. And then Erza pulls up with like a motherfucking she puts the little shits she had together and make another, like a sword almost. Pulls up right behind Deku and then going in with some mean slices. Deku's like, wait, what? Gets sliced. Gets hit with the butt of the sword. He gets hit with the handle of the sword. He's like, ah. And then as she's, resting the sword on her shoulder, she's like, what happened? Oh, you think you're hot shit because you were able to take down some lowly demons. Yeah? You gotta be shitting me. Deku regrounds himself, gets nice and centered, and be like, all right, I see. Deku starts releasing ki and powering up a bit. Goes at her, trying to throw some hands. She's weaving it like she's fighting a 2-year-old. Which this Deku at this point in now, I think he's like 10, right? So this point in now, this dude is like, trying to like hit her with something. These kicks, punch. Man, she said that's cute. She grabs the very tip of her blade, and somehow it's a long blade now. And then she's like, let me show you what true flames are like. Amaterasu. And he's like, wait, what? Deku immediately got into a defensive stand, but before he could do anything, all he heard was burn. Boom. Mass waves of flames came at this nigga, and he did not know how to act on this episode. So he was like, yeah, I can block this easy, right? Second, he said that to himself immediately. A big, brutish juggernaut nigga pulled up on this nigga. We're gonna call this nigga Juggernaut. Juggernaut pulled up on him and said, what, you thought this was a 1v1? He said, huh? Bam! God hit so hard, nigga, you swear to God he got sent to a different anime on some damn Luffy, where we going type flow, right? He bam, get curved. But he, instead of getting hit away, the dude grabbed him and like literally threw him into the flames. And boom. So he spent a good chunk of his time getting beat on and jumped on. These niggas were beating on this nigga for a whole year straight. It's actually longer, but let's get to it. So these two niggas was just folding up on this nigga for a year straight, right? Just barely leaving this nigga alive on some type shit, right? Nigga did not know how to feel about these episodes, right? And so he, you know, he ready to train, so he training with these niggas, and he wondering what these other niggas in the background doing. Like, damn, what they doing? He's like, you worried about the wrong thing right now, buckaroo. So eventually, you know, Deku's, you know, eventually catches up, right? And with this, you know, mean big body training. And he eventually, you know, gets his own swords forged, like his own little weapons and shit, right? He actually likes, I'm making him a little, you know, have a little some meat in there, but he's also likes the bow staff just because of what it can do. But he has to have a special bow staff because, you know, if you have a regular wooden bow staff, it's just gonna burn. So he was like, all right, bet. So he was like, I hate to do this, but the only way to fight y'all niggas is to do this. So what he does, right, is he activates his demon mode, or basically all it really is just him using his energy, right? And he's using like demonic like energy, and like he powers up and he's like, boom, he runs up on these niggas, he boom, boom, boom. Now he able to at least keep up with these niggas. I'm not saying he beating these niggas, but the brutish, you know, Juggernaut just throwing these hellmakers, big body type life ender flow. While the bitch with the sword, she coming through Ezra's like, boom, 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 hitting this nigga with flames. And he's like, all right, I'm sick of losing. So he tries to fight back, but like, you know, he still loses, but like he put up a fight this time, right? He's like, damn, you know, they basically sitting down because they tired and Deku tired. So he's like, damn, all right. Normally, you know, when like, you know, everybody tired, that's when they stop, right? Nah, bro. A nigga in the black tuxedo pulls out and just be like, and this nigga's like, he's usually tall. This nigga is like 6 feet, almost on some type of shit, right? He said, oh, you thought we were done? How precious. Deku looking up, like, huh? You thought we was done, little nigga? Nah, bro, we was just waiting for you to be good enough to at least keep up with them so we wouldn't kill you. And so one of the shadow figures, we're just gonna call him Slender Man, pulls up and he's just like, you've dealt with flames this whole time, but you've never embraced the darkness. And he's like, wait, what now? All you've seen is flames, but let me show you what absolute darkness looks like. And he's like, oh no. And then boom, shadows coming at this nigga left and right. This nigga had to get up, wake up, run away. Nigga had to weave, run, slide, dolphin dive, roll, barrel roll. Like, nigga was trying to weave with some malicious. He was like, all right, bet this nigga just trying to keep me away. Cool. So, you know, he pulled out some, like, you know, really bright flames. Said, all right, boom, spread them out everywhere. He's like, yeah, I got this. He said, that's cute. But true darkness consumes all. He said, huh? And then basically swallowed up the flames. And then the second he tried to do something, that nigga pulled up behind Deku from his shadow and just kicked this thing in the back of the head. And then started beating on this nigga. Just Deku said, oh, hell no. So he started trying to fight back. It was, you know, futile because these niggas knew how to throw actual hands. They wasn't brawlers. So Deku and this nigga going at just good hands. Pimp slap. Deku getting flung back into a rocky. Before he could say anything, this nigga's already right at this nigga's neck meat, having his leg cocked back like it's a pistol or a shotgun. And but the end of his foot changed into a spike due to his shadows. And Deku said, huh? Boom. Deku was able to barely weave it, but that was the point. Because the second that happened, a kick was coming down from hell itself, no pun intended. And Deku said, oh. He said, shit, I got this. he weaves. He weaves the kick, but what happens is he jumps up in such a way using some flames to like weave it, basically going to the left of a right kick, right? But that was the catch, right? Because the second he did that, a punch was coming. He weaved the punch, but by the time he did all that, a hand came right to his noggin and said, grabbed him. He said, I got you now. Deku couldn't get away because he hasn't had his hair cut in a minute. He said, uh-oh. Oh no, and this nigga started getting wailed on. On some Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta flow, non-canon. Just started getting wailed on, just knees, elbows. Just started wailing. Deku was just like trying to put up a guard. Every time he do it, just get smacked down and just start beating this. And Deku's not knowing what to do on this episode. He's like, fuck. So all he can do now is just like power up and hopes he can just like, live today. And he's like, boom. He just powers up and backs this nigga away. He's like, all right, I am not giving up. Now you said that's cute. But let me show you what shadows really can do. He claps his hands together and said, no more games. Absolute darkness. That's all you hear. And then before that happens, two of the other niggas that's been lurking in the background just say, that's enough. Him. Alright. Stops the move he was about to do. Alright. It seems that the two other individuals pull up. It seems that you've improved quite well. You've learned and you've approached our techniques and fighting styles accordingly into your own. So now we will be the two that are training you. Come, let us show you how to crush your enemies and spare no mercy to no one. And it's like, and then like as they're walking to somewhere else, the slender Juggernaut and Arrows are just on down right there, and they're just like, damn. If he thought what we was doing was bad, we was preparing that nigga for what's about to happen next. And then on the next part, we will explain what happened with I want to say the rest of the 4 to 3 years. Catch y'all niggas later. If y'all made it this far, McDonald's cup. Put it down. Like the video. Solid.